a UFO for real, y'all?
For years, they have hovered above us. But now, they're striking with beams. Flashes and lights no one can explain. Are we about to witness the unimaginable?
What is that?
Or is this just a display of advanced technology? Let's find out.
Kaya pala ang daming sasakyan doon, nakita mo, nakatigil yung...
On the night of May 5th, 2023, a recording camera on top of an apartment building in Michigan captured a dramatic moment that soon after woke many people up. In the clip, a large and powerful laser strike can be seen that happened all of a sudden, which was initially thought to be a thunder or the effect of the lightning, until the footage was reviewed much later. Descending UFO. At approximately 10:32 p.m. on April 28, 2024, a father and his son in Fortuna, Murcia, were heading home late at night when they noticed a glowing, saucer-shaped object moving across the sky. It was first reported to be seen much higher in the sky and was descending fast where this clip was filmed, out of concern of what might happen, especially as it had an abduction-like beam underneath that was turned on.
¿Qué cojones? Lo estoy grabando, súbete al coche. ¡Ya aquí!
In moments, it went out of the line of sight, leaving them to wonder if this UFO landing, or was it up to something else? Strange occurrence. A few weeks ago in December 2025, Hangzhou Xiaoshan Airport in China was reportedly shut down for more than an hour after a glowing object was seen in the sky. The object was suspended diagonally in the sky, glowing completely and projecting different flashes of light. While everyone was trying to make sense of what was happening, two additional orb-like objects were seen on either side of it, which appeared to be either influencing it or protecting it. It was first spotted by a pilot and then observed by air traffic control personnel along with airport security, who decided not to intervene other than temporarily suspending airport operations. Mysterious beams. Residents from the outskirts of Bozeman, Montana, all the way to Arizona, reported hearing booms and seeing lights streaking across the night sky. According to witnesses, the beams appeared to be signaling into deep space or broadcasting a clear message, which raised concerns for many about the possibility of an outright invasion. This phenomenon of constant beams lasted for nearly 10 minutes after midnight. During that time, other bystanders who dismissed this theory, seeing the same glowing white band stretching overhead, believed it to be more of an aurora. Flashing object. A blindingly bright object was recorded flying over a residential neighborhood, Lexington, Kentucky, on November 11, 2023. As the intense light faded, its shape became more visible, revealing a saucer-like form with small lights lining its edges, similar to the classic UFO descriptions often seen. Sources on ground believed it could be an extraterrestrial craft revealing itself, while others suggested it might have been an advanced drone being tested or used to signal some new technology, leaving almost every exact detail to be skeptical. Landing UFO. Of all the UFOs and flying saucers spotted over the decades, this one appeared particularly unusual. A resident in a remote area was left stunned after noticing what looked like a triangular UFO rapidly descending just a few miles from his location. The craft seemed highly advanced and appeared to be intentionally lowering itself as if seeking to land. However, the witness shared that it vanished suddenly just as he attempted to approach it for a closer look. It could be possible that it was dropping something or someone, though the source didn't seem to find anything. Triggered eruption. While flying over an area of Serbia, the pilot of an aircraft spotted a giant UFO craft hovering over a mountain and beaming energy into it. It was unclear what the object was doing until an eruption was suddenly triggered. The fact that the craft remained in the same position suggested it was involved in something far more mysterious, such as extracting some form of energy from beneath the ground or from the erupting material itself. After making a flyby and observing the scene for several seconds, the pilot was forced to leave the area. Mass abduction? In the moments of camping on the skirts of a city in Morocco, a local was woken up by the constant barking of a stray dog. As he got up to investigate and started looking around, noticed it levitating upwards. The clip shows two pairs of red lights in the sky that looked to be a single craft, or UFO, that was using some cloaking tech to hide itself. By the nature of its appearance, the hour of the day, and sneaky attempt proves that this actually was an abduction. Since the source of the video is not known, the fate of this canine is unclear. Another similar incident was filmed on camera, only this time by a livestock owner who was going about his day until he noticed disturbance among his cattle. He then noticed one of his cows being lifted straight upwards in the sky, where with the skies being cloudy, made it impossible to spot any unidentified flying object or that source of such a strong pull. This is another case that was filmed by a dash cam showing the moment when on a highway a gigantic UFO appeared, matching its speed with a van that it was glowing its light on. Within a matter of seconds, this light started to get brighter by the second, until the van was seen being lifted up in the sky with a kind of suction technology, where immediately after it disappeared. Object in beam. People all over town were stunned by what they saw. A bright blue beam suddenly cutting through the sky. It hung there, completely still, glowing so brightly that it lit up everything below. There was no storm, no sound, nothing that could explain it. With no events nearby and no military bases in the area, the sight quickly caught everyone's attention. Videos of the beam started spreading across the internet, and people everywhere were left asking the same question. What could have caused that mysterious, glowing light in the sky? Dropping sky anomaly. The footage shows a dark shape slowly coming down from the sky, appearing to float rather than fall. At first glance, it was unsettling, but the moment it reached the ground, something even stranger happened. The figure seemed to dissolve into smoke and then vanished completely, leaving no trace behind. Witnesses were left confused and shaken, questioning how such a form could exist at all, and how it could disappear in an instant. So far, no explanation has surfaced, and the mystery remains unsolved, with little clarity in sight. Unidentified glowing pillar.
That's weird. What the f*** is this in Little River, South Carolina? They're moving.
In South Carolina, gathered in awe as strange lights appeared in the sky. They glowed with a soft blue haze and slowly drifted upward. Then someone noticed something unusual, a huge dark shape hidden among the lights, almost like a giant cone. It hovered silently, and some said it looked like a tower coming down from the clouds. Others thought it resembled a UFO watching the Earth or monitoring the crowd, giving off an unsettling feeling.
I mean, I thought they might have been, like, towers or something, but you see... That's weird.
With so many witnesses sharing the same story, this mysterious sighting seems to be genuine. Mountain portal. At the time of sunset, a group of locals were enjoying a hike in Innsbruck, Austria, until they were stopped by a sudden development that occurred. A glowing spectrum of rays appeared from the space that looked almost like concentrated ultraviolet rays that were visible. After nearly a minute of appearing and creating a scene, it then started to diminish before disappearing completely. The witnesses called it to resemble a sort of portal, much similar to the fictional ones seen in the Hollywood movies. Cloud beam. A tourist who was visiting in Coloma de Luz, China, when from his hotel balcony, he noticed a very random beam of light that appeared. At first, he took it to perhaps it being a thing done by the natives, until he made a much more focused gaze at it. It was coming from inside a thick cloud formation, where he believed was a hidden UFO shining a light that was going into the tree line. The nature or intentions of what was happening here, however, remains unclear, as the source didn't decide to investigate. Sky mystery. A series of incidents followed on July 17, 2025, that not only left bystanders confused, but also left every viewer and even experts scratching their heads. Along the coast of Argentina, people witnessed a strange anomaly in the sky. A sudden flash formed a funnel, which was followed by a beam of light, and then a second funnel. The bizarre sequence left everyone stunned, and despite reports and investigations, no one has been able to explain what exactly caused it. There is a theory that this was some UFO-type craft that was moving at a supersonic speed and was space jumping, creating this effect as a result. Overhead sighting.
Kaya pala ang daming sasakyan. Nakita mo, nakatigil yung mga sasakyan.
Campers in an undisclosed location somewhere in the forests of Indonesia who were looking for and gathering firewood when this low-flying UFO appeared. Initially, they stood still as it casually passed by them to avoid being seen, while one of them recorded it. Towards the end of the clip, it activated some type of beam thrusters, which helped it leave the area within a fraction of a second, probably as it saw them staring at it up close. Chicago encounter. Around midnight time, residents from a neighborhood in Chicago observed an unidentified flying object in the sky, emitting a large beam of light downward.
It's a UFO for real, y'all.
Initially, it was brushed off as some really tall light post until the bystanders noticed it to be moving, with it being unclear if this unidentified object was only beaming light or was up to something left everyone in panic and at an unease. Could it be an alien incident, whether an abduction or aliens were finally making some type contact on the ground?
Y'all, that's crazy.
Beaming effect. On February 16th, the night sky over Denmark was suddenly lit up by strange and unexpected lights, drawing a large crowd of onlookers. Witnesses first noticed a bright beam appearing from within the clouds, lasting only a few seconds before the shape changed and vanished. This strange display repeated itself several times across the sky. Near the end of the footage, the lights grew brighter, with two separate beams coming together at a single point, possibly where the phenomenon began. The unusual and unpredictable nature of the event left many people confused and amazed. Interstellar invasion?
Oh no, that's incredible. Look.
This sighting is both shocking and unsettling. A man in Tucson, Arizona captured the footage in September 2025 after strange lights suddenly appeared in the clouds above him. What he recorded looked like a long, solid craft slowly coming out of the sky, glowing red, green, and white. The lights kept changing, giving the impression that the object was moving downward. The man sounded clearly frightened, saying he believed something not from Earth had entered our orbit. He didn't remain at the scene for long, so whatever happened after that remains unknown.
Oh my God, that's a big one.
Lightning UFO.
What is that?
Was it a strange aircraft? Or just a drone using a powerful searchlight? One night in Palmdale, California, a family witnessed something truly unusual in the sky. They saw an object that looked like a spaceship, covered in bright, flashing lights that lit up the area below. The way it moved made it seem like it was scanning the ground, almost as if it were searching for something. The sight left the family shocked and confused, unsure whether they had just seen advanced technology or something far more mysterious.
Hey, seriously.
Frankfurt beam. Over the skies of downtown Frankfurt, Germany, a bizarre incident took place on October 28, 2023, that left everyone on the edge of their seats. It started with a beam appearing from the sky to the ground, within which a small, unknown object descended. As it came down, the object began projecting a laser outside of the beam it was in. Although no one was able to determine exactly what it was, the incident appeared to involve advanced technology. From the way it behaved, it seemed as though the object or craft descended to observe the area or possibly target something before disappearing just as suddenly as it had appeared. Hidden Watcher. On October 12, 2025, a man captured something unusual in the dark, cloudy sky while on his way home. A bright light appeared above him, but it didn't behave like a meteor. It didn't fall or burn out. Instead, it flickered rapidly, as if trying to stay hidden behind the clouds. Many viewers suspected it wasn't a natural phenomenon. Hidden within the clouds, a massive craft seemed to be observing the world below, using the cover to remain unseen. That brief flash of light suggested that whatever had arrived was already quietly in position. Luminous mystery. In the small town of Ludvigsburg, Germany, residents were stunned on November 9, 2024, when a bright green beam suddenly cut across the night sky. A local witness described seeing a neon green, laser-like beam descending from above, seemingly coming from a glowing green orb hovering in the air. The unusual sight sparked curiosity and debate, with people wondering if it was a natural phenomenon, a prank, or something entirely otherworldly. The footage gained even more attention when a similar event happened later, this time showing a vivid red beam streaming down from the sky. The repeated appearances of these strange lights have left observers baffled, unsure whether they signal extraterrestrial activity or are just clever illusions aimed at nighttime viewers. Secret contact. An anonymous source claimed to have sneaked into Area 51 and captured some footage, which was later shared on Instagram on April 4th, 2025. The video showed night vision footage of what appeared to be an interaction between a Lockheed aircraft and an unidentified object that had risen from underground. A strange triangle-shaped craft could be seen seemingly lifting the object using what looked like a beam. Viewers were left speculating about what they were seeing, with many suggesting it could be evidence of extraterrestrial contact, or, even more shockingly, a joint research and development project involving advanced unknown technology. UFO shot down? A visitor at a Chicago beach recorded a tense moment in the night sky on February 9, 2025. The video shows a bright object that the witness believed was a fast-moving UFO, which suddenly appeared to be struck and brought down moments later. Because it happened far offshore and after dark, no one was able to get close or search for any debris. Hours later, the beach was reportedly closed, leading to speculation that authorities stepped in to control the situation. The incident has since fueled debate about reports of unidentified objects being actively targeted and shot down. Unknown flashing aircraft. In the skies of Alaska, locals spotted a giant triangular aircraft that appeared overhead in the night sky as it began shining a large, bright light. While most thought this was another UFO sighting, others believed it to be the TR-3B Black Manta, a rumored triangular black-budget U.S. Air Force stealth aircraft that were designed to look like a UFO. Initially, they were only rumors of existence until this sighting, which presumably looks like a test flight, confirmed the possibility of existence of such a craft. Bizarre sky phenomenon.
Do you have a good camera? Not really. Look at this, my camera sucks.
Soon after the sunset in Mississippi on November 12th, 2024, a driver who was passing on the countryside until he started to notice a strange phenomenon that started taking place. From the cloudy sky, a couple of bizarre luminous dots that were seen appearing to be descending down. Whether this was the doing of some UFO or any other man-made causes remains unknown, but it is clear that this phenomenon wasn't natural, unless it was influenced in one way or the other. Glowing aerial objects.
What is that?
A pedestrian on the streets of Los Angeles spotted multiple unknown glowing objects that were suspended not too high in the sky. They managed to blend in as light posts until they were finally noticed as almost every other light in that area randomly started flashing, leaving no doubt that these aerial objects were influencing it. Almost 5 of these were noticed over the entire neighborhood that looked like they were working together. Could these have been UFOs, orbs, or UAPs? Is something that shall remain a mystery.
What is that?
Influenced cloud. A local witness was stunned when a massive cloud suddenly formed over a mountain, with a strange trail of smoke stretching downward, something clouds don't normally do. Seconds later, a glowing orb appeared and drifted straight into the cloud. Instead of fading away, the cloud vanished instantly, leaving behind only thick smoke. This sudden disappearance led some to believe a portal briefly opened, allowing an advanced UFO to pass through before closing just as quickly. Afterward, the sky went silent. Adding to the mystery, there were claims that the mountain later showed signs of losing natural minerals, with the smoke and flash may have been part of some kind of extraction process. Glowing orbs. Being on a routine drive through London quickly turned into an extraordinary experience. What began as a few faint lights in the distance soon grew into dozens, spreading across the sky and glowing brighter as they slowly moved downward toward the city. Their movement appeared deliberate and organized, not random, resembling a silent formation settling into place. Drivers stopped to watch and record, stunned by the sight. Then, without warning, the lights disappeared one by one, leaving the sky completely dark. With no radar confirmations or official explanations, witnesses were left questioning whether they had seen a first sign of contact or were preparing for it. Cloud opening. While driving through the city at night, a man captured a strange sight, a glowing object surrounded by clouds, lighting up the sky and casting its glow across the landscape below. The object seemed to move deliberately, as if searching for something hidden on the ground, before slowly drifting away and leaving viewers in awe. Was it a UFO, or simply an unusual atmospheric phenomenon? The mysterious display sparked curiosity and debate, leaving witnesses and anyone watching the footage wondering what exactly they had just seen. Lighted UFO. Although UFO sightings over the course of decades have been up front, this one seems to look completely different. On the night of January 1st, 2023, a sighting of an unknown green lighted object was seen having descended to a couple of meters above the ground. It seemed to be releasing additional objects much smaller that were descending down like pods. The bystander decided to get closer to investigate until he came across a football field where all this was going down. Bizarre UAP activity. In a village in South Wales, Australia, a farmer set up a security camera near his shed, but one morning, it captured something completely unexpected. On December 8th, 2024, around 7 a.m., strange bright flashes filled the footage. The lights appeared and vanished repeatedly, almost as if they were phasing in and out of existence. The bizarre scene left the farmer puzzled, and he could only think of 2 possibilities. Either it was a powerful light or laser from a drone trying to blind the camera, or it was something truly unexplainable. Perhaps a UAP caught on film. Whatever it was, the footage was undeniably eerie. Strange red lights. A group of cyclists in Turin, Italy, were preparing for a nighttime group ride when something unexpected caught their attention. High above them, two vertical red lights appeared in the sky, glowing softly against the darkness. The lights seemed connected, as if they were part of a single object hovering overhead. Everyone paused to watch, trying to understand what they were seeing. As the moments passed, the sight grew more unsettling, leaving them to wonder whether the lights belonged to an ordinary aircraft or something far beyond anything from our world. Kenya anomaly. Over the skies of Kenya, the night was suddenly lit by a blazing fireball, but unlike any falling star, it didn't drop. It moved with intent. The golden light zigzagged across the horizon, darting left and right as if guided by purpose, leaving witnesses stunned. Some whispered it was a will-o'-the-wisp, a trickster flame from old folklore, while others saw it as something sacred, a message, or an observer in the sky. Scientists suggested it could be an atmospheric anomaly, yet the footage told a different story. This fireball seemed conscious of its own path, and perhaps even aware of those watching below. Ejecting extraterrestrials footage. This old-looking clip, said to be from rural Kansas, feels like something straight out of the 90s. It shows a group of unknown beings that seem to be either ejecting or being dropped down from a glowing saucer flying very close to the ground. The place is surrounded by open fields, and in the distance, flashes of light make it seem like the aliens were making a move on some type of small-scale invasion or taking over. The weirdest part? No one ever confirmed where or when this happened. Everything about the footage was wiped from records, like it was never meant to be seen. Police teleportation. This strange event reportedly happened in 2016 and was recorded on Officer Joe Hall's dash camera. After pulling over a driver for an unsafe lane change, the officer calmly asked for his license and registration. Before the driver could respond, a sudden white light flooded the entire area, so bright that neither of them could see anything around them. Moments later, the light vanished and Officer Hall was no longer there. It was as if he had disappeared instantly. Terrified, the driver fled the scene. Despite searches and investigations, Officer Hall was never seen again, leaving the incident surrounded by mystery. Black Sky Monolith.
А вокруг него вращаются другие маленькие прямоугольные. Такое ощущение, как будто он их притягивает.
In 2021, visitors near Russia's Blue Lagoon were stunned when a massive black structure appeared suspended in the sky. It remained completely silent and unmoving, its surface rippling with faint geometric patterns, as if reacting to something unseen. Witnesses reported smaller dark shapes circling it in perfect alignment, suggesting the aftermath of a powerful energy discharge. Many believe the formation was not the craft itself, but the result of a UFO firing or projecting some kind of beam moments earlier, leaving behind a visible imprint in the sky. When similar formations were later reported thousands of miles apart, speculation grew that these were not natural phenomena or human technology.
Но мы все знаем, что графика далеко уже ушла вперед, и такие объекты просто были нарисованы.
Flashing lights, mystery. In this puzzling video, countless flickering lights can be seen lighting up thick, dark clouds above an unknown city in the United States. Shared online about 9 months ago with almost no background information, the footage quickly raised questions. Bright flashes move slowly through the sky over a quiet neighborhood, and as the camera pulls back, the sheer size of the display becomes clear, stretching far across the horizon. With no official statements or confirmed explanations, online viewers began speculating that the lights could be drones connected to Project Blue Beam, a rumored program said to create large-scale distraction. Interrupted game. What started as an ordinary baseball game suddenly took a strange turn when the sky above the stadium grew dark and a massive triangular silhouette appeared, hovering silently overhead. Dim lights lined its edges, pulsing in a steady pattern that felt almost intentional. For a brief moment, everything seemed to stop. Players paused, fans stared, and even the broadcast fell quiet as the object hung in place. Then, without a sound or shockwave, it shot straight up and disappeared. No explanations followed, and officials remained silent, leaving viewers to question whether it was hidden human technology or something else quietly observing from above. Glowing aerial spheres. In a strange video recorded on the evening of January 7th, 2025, residents in Heb Bay, China, noticed something unusual moving across the sky. A large glowing orb drifted silently above the city, calm and steady, with no sound and no flashing lights. People rushed outside to watch and record as the sphere passed overhead, its smooth movement giving the impression that it was being guided with intent. The footage quickly spread, leaving viewers unsettled and asking the same question. What exactly was floating over Heb Bay that night? Open discussion. This picture and video was taken in a forested area of Hawaii on August 30th, 2023 by a tourist. It showed a grayish color UFO that was spotted as it was up to something suspicious, as it was clearing off the area, presumably to drop something, if not, build a kind of structure. As the source attempted to get closer to investigate and get answers, the saucer started to leave the area. Not long after, as it started gaining altitude, a trail of black smoke could be seen coming from underneath it. While it's unclear what all of this was about, but according to experts, it is very possible that this UFO was attempting to control or was testing artificial to make or change the nature of the atmosphere according to its need. The video has definitely reached its end. I will see you again with another wow video. Until then, you can check out these other videos for a wow dose of entertainment and knowledge.